with Kant and Hegel, freedom is the highest necessity. And Marx also thinks that. So when he says the necessity of communism is the real movement of history, what he assumes is that freedom is our highest necessity, that we shouldn't just accept this situation as the best of all possible worlds, especially when it's so manifestly pathological and destructive and self-destructive. It's destructive in its own terms. It's not just destructive from some extrinsic standpoint. It's destructive in its own values. And I think that that's the other thing that maybe people might get thrown by is that, this is a Frankfurt schoolism, but I think it was a genius on their part to boil Marxism down to the capitalism contradicts bourgeois society's own values, that you could confront the society with its own values, and that would be the most substantial critique. That you don't have to reach for some other values. You don't have to go anarcho-primitivist or Catholic integralist or petty bourgeois Protestant ism. You can confront this society on its own terms, in its own values, and that's the most damning, most incisive, most radical, most profound critique. Again, and especially, look, the advantage of that is that everybody already has bourgeois common sense, especially the working class, meaning we don't have to come up with a new value system to preach. It's there. I was just teaching Freud, by the way, Civilization and Its Discontents. So I'll take this opportunity to mention that, which is to say that Freud said, well, what are the psychological conditions of revolution? He's talking about the Russian Revolution, and he's talking about, the revolutionary movements of his time. He's very familiar with socialism and Marxism. He's skeptical about Marxism. He says it's Hegelianism, and I've never understood that. And what he says is that the people don't rebel. Revolutions don't happen because of a new value system that they're opposing to the existing value system. They rebel and make a revolution when the ruling class betrays their own stated values. Meaning, otherwise, the ruling class are like an ego ideal. They seem to embody the ideals of the community most. They seem to be the most excellent members of the community. And when they are shown up to be frauds, liars, hypocrites who don't believe this value system, that's when the people make a revolution. Meaning, people make a revolution on the basis of a conservative psychology, right? So we don't have to, get into this schizoid stuff, Deleuzian, whatever. We don't have to like want a psychotic break to make social change. No, we have to expose the psychosis of capitalism and of its servants.